Hey, I'm gonna try and show you some stuff I've found that it's gonna help. So basically, it's on a SMP server. We had some people come and grief a whole bunch of people. Not my server. Wasn't an admin or anything like that. But I've run a couple of servers for myself and for my family, and I was wanting other people to join them and thinking, how am I going to stop people from being able to mess it up? So I did some research and couldn't find very much in Bedrock, Bedrock server, to do anti-griefing, grief prevention or grief detection. So I did some research. See if I can show you. Decided I should be able to script this. So started here. I built a behavior pack. This is the template. Just to see how I could interact and things. Bedrock server. Now I tried and I get it working very well on the Bedrock server. So I have Bedrock installed on a Ubuntu server. I'm using James A. Chambers' install of it, which is good because it captures the console log. So so the output of my scripts go to console log. Alright, so I'll start at the beginning. I found the new scripting API for Bedrock. I created my first package using tools like this UUID generator to fill in all of these pieces that needed their unique IDs. There's not that many files needed. A pack icon. I don't even know where I got this one from, but something you can make your own. Manifest.json, which I populated. So I'm calling my behavior pack log explosions because I'm trying to log explosions. Explosions being one of the biggest griefing problems on the server. The instructions told me to create beta, to use a beta version of the dependency, but I've found that all the things that I want to do don't need the beta, and so the latest version, 1.21.73 or whatever we're on, uses this module. But I just reading the error messages figured out what to put in those sorts of places. That's the manifest, and then pretty simple script. I'm only having to import one class. I'm not fluent in JavaScript, but I know enough to be dangerous. I created a function that for every player gets their coordinates, formats it the way I want it, and then outputs it to the console log. So the name of the player, the dimension they're in, and it have some subscription events. So these are events that happen that when they happen, I want to run this code. So I subscribe to this explosion event. I get some information about the impacted blocks. I look at one of the impacted blocks and get its coordinates. If I know what caused the explosion, I get that information. Otherwise, I have unknown, and then I output that to the console log. So say there's been an explosion, say what dimension, source of the explosion if it's known, and the coordinates. I'm trying to follow some standard error messaging information so that I can use regular expressions to search for events that happen at particular locations once a problem happens. And then I call my function, and whenever there's an explosion, I list everybody's location, everyone who's on the server's location. I thought, okay, so what if a player logs out? So they trigger the explosion but log out. So I also log whenever a player leaves the server, I log their location as well, so that they're trying to do those sorts of tricks. And we stopped. And then I thought, okay, well, there are some other ways that people can grief. And I tried to list all of the different items with which people could grief with, like lava buckets, flint and steel, fire charges, etc. Some of them are blocks, some of them are items, some of them are entities. So I had to create 3 rules to cover items, blocks, and entities. So again, I'm subscribing to these events. An item is used, things like flint and steel, respawn anchors, things like that. So every time one of those happens, I'm recording who used it, what dimension they're in, what the item was, and the coordinates. And the coordinates could either be for the player or for the item. It's just relative. It's just nearby coordinates, effectively. I'm not giving exact coordinates of things. Again, a player interacts with a block. Player interacts with an entity. I needed to do this to look for chests, to see people going in and accessing somebody else's chest. So people probably should keep their stuff in enter chests late game, but early game, I don't know. I think it'd be good if you could not steal from each other, maybe. But then it's all up to. This is just going to create logs, and then based on those logs, you can choose what. So that's my JavaScript. Now, so I've got this folder structure which I figured out from intro scripting. Now the functions, I found this cool website which lists example code on how to do things. Some of it's logged to console log, like the explosions. Not quite what I wanted, but you can see the similarity between this code and my code. I've definitely used this as a template, and I've gone through. I've looked for other events that are related to griefing that I want to capture. Found examples in here. So explosion was one of them. Player interact with a block. Example of how to do that. So this one sends a message to the chat. So I've changed that to send the information to console log, and I've changed the way this reads. Now, all right, created this folder structure, got my code. I zipped this up into a file and I called it MC add-on, changed the .zip to .mc add-on, and then I was able to install that into Minecraft. So if I create a new world, behavior packs, I can add this log explosions behavior pack that I've installed into my Minecraft. It does disable achievements because it could be messing with stuff, which is unfortunate. It'd be nice to have achievements still enabled, but that's the cost of prevention. Probably there are smart people out there that know the answers to some of these questions. Maybe they could respond, create comments or something to help figure it out. So I created a world. I won't go through the process, but I added that behavioral pack that I created. Then world, when you look at the world, it creates these files. World behavior pack JSON just has my UUD, history JSON, behavior packs folder which has my code in it. So I wanted to install this onto my server. So my server runs on Ubuntu. And follow the instructions that Minecraft give you, but I would recommend using some scripts like these one from James A. Chambers. One of the benefits of this is it captures the log constantly. You'd need to, if you were running the Minecraft server this way, you would need to somehow capture the log and store it somewhere. What I do is I restart my server every 6 hours to get a backup of it. And so I take I stop the server, I back it up, and I start it up again. Every 4 to 6 hours seems like, you know, how long you'd be happy to lose data. I keep those backups for a fair amount of time. Look at so I've got my backups and the scripts from so all of these links to the various websites and sources that I use are the description of the video. If I vim restart script, it does this safe exit and starts the server up again. And whenever the server starts, does a backup first. Creates a backup of just the worlds folder. All right. So after installing my log explosions into a world on my Windows computer, I saw these file locations and I've copied them across onto my Ubuntu server. So if I go into my worlds folder, you can see my level.dat files and my DB folder. And you can see here, I've copied the behavior packs folder and the 2 JSON files into this same location. Now, after doing that, so I experimented around with copying the level as well, and I found that I could delete the level, and as long as I kept those 3 things, the behavior packs folder and these 2 JSON files in there, it would keep that behavior pack installed. And I can edit the behavior packs while it's in place. Behavior packs, log explosion, scripting, main.js. So I could make changes to this code, restart the server, and see those changes happen immediately. So if so the server's running at the moment. So if I join the server, and we can see this is the normal logs that come in. If I create a craft chest, it's a chest down. So it's not perfect, but when I interact with the chest, all right. So I've changed my script slightly from what's running at the moment. So let's stop the server because it's logging too much stuff. It's logging. So every one of these lines has come from my script running, but I've actually modified my script. Stop the server. I'm going to start it again. Go back in. So you can see as it starts up, it's got the code there. Oops. It's got the log explosions. It's listing that information. Oh, actually, I'll just show you one more thing first. Inside the root folder for the server where the executable is, so that's the executable there, there's a config folder with a default folder inside it. Inside there's a permissions.json. So I needed to add this permission as an allowed module on the server. I didn't need to do that in Windows, and I couldn't find the equivalent in Windows. But that took a little bit of time to figure out. Lots of Googling, not very much information. So I included that in the notes for the page as well. So this JSON file. So at the moment, that's the only module that I'm using. See that in the go into the worlds, behavior packs, log explosions, scripting, main dot. See at the top here, this is the module that I'm loading. At the moment, that's the only module that I needed to add, that I needed the permissions. Alright, so I'm back watching the console. Now this console is being logged as well, so that's good. Connect to the server. So when I interact with the chest... Oh no! I actually need to change something. Alright, I've broken it, haven't I? And I don't have... I mean, this is my survival world I'm wanting to keep, so I don't have... Oh, it's good. This is how I've been debugging and diagnosing as I go along. So, stop the server. Have a look at my file. Instead of looking at the individuals, just log everything. I'm trying to use this to reduce the number of logs that we get. But as you're trying to figure out which items you need to filter out. Right, so I've excluded my test. Hopefully that works. So let's try it. So saved it. Start the server again. Screen. So if there's errors, you'll get error messages straight away. You've made code mistakes. All right, now it's working again. So Minecraft chest is meant to be one of the things that's being detected for. But at the moment, it'll record everything. So I broke the glass block underneath by putting down lab. And it's got the oak slab as well. So it's got the capability to record everything you do. And it's a matter now of just filtering that out. It's obviously it's a work in progress. But it's a starting point that I think much smarter people than me can run with. Just frustrating that it didn't work the way I wanted it to. Right. Let's create another. got a Minecraft chest as one of the things that should be looked. I need to put in here something to tell us whether it was item, block, entity. Okay, so it's a block type. Know that it's returning Minecraft chest. Know that Minecraft chest is in a list. I don't know why this test didn't work. This should only return block if it's one of these blocks up. I'd be interested too if people can see ways that people could get around this sort of logging too. Other ways that we might need to detect activity that could be considered griefing. Right, so I've undone this change. I'm still expecting the chest to show up. And it does. Okay, so I don't know why it didn't show up before. So editing someone else's chest, if I was to place down TNT, it would show up. I don't have any TNT yet in this world. If I was to put rail down, an ender crystal, respawn anchor, a bed. I've got a bed. scary outside. Playing on hard difficulty. This is the beginning of my villager trading hall and iron farm. Anyway, that's what we can do is we can have a look at. So I used to have this world as creative. So if we look at, see, every time I've stopped and restarted the server, it's created a new file. We look at yesterday's. I grep for star. See how so it's detected these explosion events. I had it listing all of the impacted blocks, and I decided that was too much information, and so I've now only show the location of the first block. It used to show it as Z, Y, X, and I couldn't figure out how to make that show X, Y, Z. We can see that that's my pack running. Search for TNT. So there's every time someone places down TNT, you'll get a record of that location. So the way I think that we would use this is you would know roughly the location, and so you would crep for something that happened around -7, 6, star -5. And you know how to use pattern filters. You could do regular expressions, and you could search for things that happen in a rough location. So if I didn't know the first digit, I could do something like that. So this is showing me things that are around that area. I can see who it was. I can see what dimension they were in, what item that they were messing with. Obviously, grass blocks and things like that aren't going to appear. But I'm going to lock it down to T, and or setting things on fire if they've used flint and steel. The log off should be shown too. Let's see if that's working. Yeah, so it's got this leave that from the overworld from that point. So knowing when people leave, helpful. I'm hoping this helps someone out there, and I'm hoping that this is just a building block that someone can take and go further with. I hope it makes sense. You have to reach out in the comments if you've got specific questions. Yeah, thanks for watching.